Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Connie and I create Christian content. If you guys are ready for today's word, please keep on watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So guys, the first time I felt the presence of the Holy Spirit, I was like, I would say 16 or 17 years old. And I was going to my new church at the time, and I it's so funny because at the time I had never experienced it before and I wanted to experience it. Um but excuse me, I was always also shy to experience it at church because I would see so many people cry and just um you know, I just was just kind of like shy that people would look at me or judge me or just how I would look. I was worrying too much about what other people would think, you know? And that's number one. Like, we should not care when we go into service, when we get into worship, or wherever you are, and you want to feel God's presence and you want to experience Him. You cannot be, worried about what other people think or what they say or how you look. You just go for God. Your focus should be on Him and just closing your eyes and just really trying to feel His presence. The first time I felt His presence was so funny because I was actually home. I was home and I remember I had family over, so my siblings and all of them were like in the living room. They were like, I think, playing like video games or something. And I remember I just started feeling like this feeling, this overwhelming presence. And I remember I just started crying, 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 crying. And it just felt so beautiful. Like, I just wanted to remain in His presence, and I just wanted to feel that forever. To be honest, guys, it's so real. It's not something made up. It's not something people are like, oh, I felt God. You really feel Him, and it's just the most beautiful thing. And I remember being 16, 17 years old and just feeling like I want to stay like this forever. And I remember I couldn't stop crying. Like, it felt so uncontrollable. But what I would like how I would describe it, to like my youth and people, is that it's not crying. There's like no reason, like you're not sad, you're not okay. So when I tell people, like, don't make fun of people, and I know there's people that could fake stuff, or for attention, whatever it is, but don't ever judge the Holy Spirit and people feeling His presence, and how they dance at church and how they raise their hand and how they cry. Because how, like, the way I think of it is like, imagine feeling God, the creator of everything, the creator of the universe, the creator of the stars, the moon, the sun, you and I, every living thing. Imagine us, just simple us, feeling His presence. Like, I can't imagine feeling His presence and just being like a robot, just like no. Like, I could imagine if I felt God's presence, I would probably cry. I would break down on my knees on the floor, have joy. I would dance. It would feel overwhelming. And that's exactly how it feels, guys. That's exactly how it feels. And it's just beautiful and amazing. And if you desire it, just open your heart to Him. You shouldn't care what anyone thinks or says. It's you and God. It's you and God. When you're in His presence, you really don't you don't see anyone around you, guys. I swear, it's like no one else is in that room but you and Him. And you just want to be feeling that forever. The other verse I want to share with you guys is the verse is Psalms 97 verse 5, and it reads, the mountains melted like wax at the presence of the Lord, at the presence of the Lord of the whole earth. So right there, I wanted to share with you guys how it's just so amazing how, just at His presence, the mountains like melted like wax. That is just one example of how His presence is so powerful. Okay, so imagine you feeling His presence. You're not gonna not feel anything. You're not gonna not want to cry or dance of joy. It's beautiful. The second time, guys, I felt God's presence, I was in a church service and I was going through a lot at the time. You know, I had moved away somewhere else and I was just having a horrible time. And I remember being in that service and I remember I was crying, and it was like I'm telling you guys, this time I was like, I don't care if people look at me. I don't care about nothing. Like I and it was just, the reason was because I was so depressed and I was going through such a hard time. I just needed God. And I remember I went to that service, I raised my hands, both of my hands up high, and I closed my eyes and I remember I just was saying to God, God, renew my strength, renew my strength. And I remember telling him, I'll give you my heart, but it's broken. And I remember telling him, sorry guys. So I remember I told him, I want to give you my heart, but it's broken. And I don't think you want just pieces of my heart. And I just, I just said that. I told him I don't have anything to give you. I was like, I have nothing to give you but my heart, but it's broken. And I remember as I said that, it was so funny because someone from that church came up to me and they prayed over me. And I remember they touched my hand and right away I felt his presence. And I had already, like, told you guys, I had already experienced it once. But when I experienced it this time, it was like I told you guys, I didn't see no one in that service. I didn't see no one in that room. I didn't notice anyone. I just felt like it was just God and I in that room, in that service. And I remember I was just crying and I was just enjoying and delighting myself in his presence. And I just felt like his presence renewed my strength. And I remember it was so funny because the pastor called me up that he wanted to pray for me. And I was crying, and like a baby. But I didn't care that people looked at me or anything. And I remember the pastor, he started praying for me and he started telling me, receive new strength, receive new strength, receive new strength, young lady. And I was just like, that's exactly the only thing I was asking God. I just wanted strength. And he just started giving me more word, but I was just his simple presence, guys. I felt like it renewed my strength. I felt like it helped me just like not give up and just keep going, keep going. And I just knew that God would help me out of that situation, and I just knew that he had restored my strength. You know, the next day I went to school, and I think I was going to school, and I just felt like relief. Like I just felt a little stronger. I really did feel like it's not our strength, it's God's. And I'm sorry guys, I got emotional, but sometimes when I think about those things that God has done for me, it's like I'm telling you, he's so real, and he's just so amazing, and I could never doubt him because he has done so much for me, and I know he has done so much for a lot of you guys too. Pray to God to feel his presence, and don't be shy or care what anybody says or thinks of you. Just really desire to feel his presence and close your eyes and focus on him and praising him and praying, and just block off everything around you, even if you're in your room too. Just to let yourself in his presence, guys. It's so real. God is so real, and feeling his presence is just a confirmation. And to me, I always say, I could doubt so many things in my life, but God, never. Never. And a huge reason is because the Holy Spirit is the one that, you know, reminds us and shows us and things of God. That for me, it's like without the Holy Spirit, I don't know if I would probably doubt, you know, like my beliefs in God, because, you know, you wouldn't feel anything without the Holy Spirit. We wouldn't be able to feel God's presence and hear his voice and be guided by him, you know. So guys, yes, I just hope you guys receive this word, and I just want to encourage you guys to get closer to God, to feel his presence, to believe in him, and just, you know, work on your calling, and just, yeah, so so I hope you guys received this word, this lesson. I don't know what I want to call it, but blessings to you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos.